Hey guys, welcome to Software Engineering channel. This is my first ever YouTube video. I'm going to use this opportunity to introduce myself and talk a little bit about what is the purpose of this channel. So my name is Karthik. I'm an iOS software engineer. I have been building apps for iOS over 11 years at this point. I'm originally from India, so now I live in Canada. It's really a lovely country, by the way. Um, so, over this period of time in my career, I have learned a lot about building a good software. What I mean by that is um, writing a software using a clean architecture, using using a best practice in this industry, um, writing a scalable, testable code that is receptive of new changes as the new requirements comes. Because as we build software, we build software for change. We're not going to build software for uh, for to stay as it is, because the requirements may change, so you will have to update your code base. So how do we write a software that is receptive of new changes without breaking without introducing any regression? So things like that. So anything that a senior engineer or a architect or anybody at the senior level would concern. I have learned a great deal about it. I'm very thankful for it. So I'm starting this YouTube channel to talk about those topics, like as I said, writing a clean code, testable code, scalable code, um, following a best practice when it comes to building a library. The reason I'm starting this channel is because when I was a mid-level or junior level engineer, I had a very little to no support or a guidance when it um, uh, comes to writing a clean software. I had a lot of I had found a lot of videos and YouTube channels and blogs, um, Twitter handles that they explain a great deal about explain in great detail about iOS SDK APIs, what are the benefit of it, how to make use of those. But when it comes to software engineering principle, oddly, there are not a lot of um, um, blogs or YouTube channel or even Twitter handle. There are few articles or blogs that I have found in internet, but those are all those are all just vaguely explains about the design principle, but they don't make use of a practical example that any engineer would do and then just try to apply those principle. I never found any blogs or anything like that. So that is the reason why I'm starting this YouTube channel, so that any entry level engineer or a mid level engineer, as they want to become a better software engineer, they can make use of this YouTube channel. I'm hoping that they can just learn something from it. I'm not saying I'm an expert in this subject, but at least I would like to share what I have learned um, from it, right? So, even to some degree, I have noticed that senior engineers themselves, they don't talk about or practice these software engineering principles. I have noticed that people still, even to even now, I have seen a lot of senior engineers. They write the production code and then they write the test. Then when they're writing the test, they will be in a situation where they cannot fully test the code. Then again, they have to go back and then modify their code base in order to make the code testable, or they will be in a situation where they have to um, expose their internal implementation to the test just for the sake of testing. So that is all because they have not uh, planned it properly, planned the test properly. So things like that, right? So how do we avoid those, right? So I've learned a lot about that, tips and tricks. So I'm going to talk about that in the channel. So So any engineer who wanted to learn that skill set, that they can make use of these videos. That is the purpose of it. That's at least that's a hope. As I said, I'm not expert. I know a little bit about this topic. I'm very happy to share that with the developer community. This is my way of giving back uh, for the developer community. And also, I must admit that as I said, I'm new to YouTube channel. The content that I'm gonna produce at the initial stages are not going to be. It could be crappy, if I have to be honest. But I'm hoping that I will get better. And also, English is not my first language. I'm gonna make a lot of grammar mistake. I'm gonna make a I'm gonna stutter and I'm gonna stammer here and there. I'm gonna stumble. I'm gonna take a lot of pause here and there to to say the correct words at the correct time, correct word at the correct in a proper sentence. So sometimes you may find me the way that I'm articulating the sentence may not be coherent. I'm gonna have to redo the same sentence again. I do apologize for that because, as I said, English is not my first language. I'm doing my level best, and I'm hoping that as I produce more content, the quality of my content will increase. At the same time, my communication skills will be increased. It will be increased, and I will make less and less grammatical mistake in my communication in the way that I articulate the English sentence. I hope I hope that's okay. There is one advantage for engineers is that majority of the time engineers they can understand code than than a, than a verbal language. Have been in a situation in many situation in the past. I was struggling to express. I was struggling to say what I was thinking in my head, but as soon as I write a little bit of code and then show it to my colleagues, they will understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to do. So we as an engineer, we have that advantage. I can rely on that at the initial stages of these videos. Hopefully I'll get better. That's again another goal for me. Yep, I think this is a good introduction. I'm going to stop it here. So I'm hoping to see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.